All right, we are live. Hi, everyone. Happy holidays. My name is Kirby Koo, and I'm here with my co-host, Patrick Smith. I would
Hey,
like to
folks.
welcome you to the first ever Vibelympics. This is Chain Guard's vibe coding tournament, where the only rule is to not look at your code. We had almost 60 submissions, and we've narrowed it down to 3 finalists who are going to present their projects and go head to head for a $1,000 donation to charity, just in time for the season of giving. So we're so excited to have our celebrity judging panel here. We have Guy Pajarni, also known as Guy Poe, who is the CEO of Tessel AI here, as well as Daisy Holman, who's a technical staff member at Anthropic, as well as our very own Dan Lawrence, CEO of Chain Guard. So the run of show will be the participants will present their projects, and then the judges will give their commentary and a final score. And at the end, we will determine who is the champion of Vibelympics 2025. So with that, I think we're ready to get started with contestant number 1.
Absolutely. And I'll just say before we begin that the quality of submissions was just amazingly high. And we're going to try to highlight everyone else who's submitted and all the amazing projects over the course of the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I was intimidated by how great these projects were.
Yes, it was. This is a very hard decision for the judges to reduce it to 3. So I think the first contestant is Chris and Sean Robbins. Chris Ryan and Sean Robbins.
So Chris and Sean, you'll have 5 minutes to present.
Right on. Sean, do you want to get us started or kicked off on this, or what would you guys like to hear?
So, I mean, here, this is when we go into share screen, right? We jump in, share what we're doing.
It's the best to go first on these. No pressure whatsoever. So I guess just to give you guys a little background on this, Sean and I are primarily coding in windsurf. It's been a lot of fun selecting models. The challenge itself was pretty entertaining. At first, it was like, this seems silly, and then we started really getting into it and having a lot of fun with it. Like the first challenge was obviously, you have to create an app that is emoji based only, and that was just like, how in the world do you even do this? So I got to give you guys a hat tip for coming up with the creative ideas. The round 2 was scanning the packages and that type of or the Docker containers, and then round 3 is the what else? Yeah. He's got the that was our round 1 submission. So for the most part, we're trying to keep things obviously on brand, very security centric. We're using the Chain Guard containers. We're using a lot of best practices, security housekeeping. We like to keep things real neat, tidy, small, easily deployable. So hopefully everything was simple for you guys to run. A lot of good documentation.
With the rule that you can only you can't read your code, we decided README is the only thing you can do, because everybody needs to be able to learn how to run it. So the focus is that we would only come into our README and say, damn, what did we do? And then from here, we would launch it and we would say, what does it look like? What did this thing build? Because we give a lot of creative freedom back to our AI on this one. Anthropic was our model of choice for almost everything exclusively here. Some imaginative stuff and some more creativity, brain thought while you're not at your computer was done using many other systems. But ultimately, when you first jump into your app and it shows up something looking like this after only a few prompts, you go, holy crap, what did I just do? And then you start just adding the polish, like, well, I would really want this and that. And so what this app is our tech stack, ultimately behind the scenes, not chosen by us but guided by us. We did use other projects, like round 1 and round 2 were actually project templates as input for our prompt number 3. So obviously it's a lot easier to generate something that looks and feels when you have an example. So love that. So on this one, our tech stack is React and Vite with Tailwind CSS, backend was Express and TypeScript, And what it does is it leverages OpenAPI as a key. So a user puts in their own key. They can control it here, and that handles all the billing and all the stuff that you're going to do. And from there, the mini GPT model is what's used for all text generation. So grabbed a few of the early known memes, and you can throw it in there. Distracted boyfriend, everyone knows that one. So we got rage quitting like a pro, me trying to keep cool, playing video games. You can quickly generate using any of the templates, and that's just going to be a text prompt. It's just going to hit the mini model. And if you go to the AI generated one, this is when things get really fun.
These
and
are
can
so
get really
cursed.
insane. But this is DALL-E 3, and you can see some of the things that just kind of come up and what becomes of brain rot immediately, which is the whole nature of memes. But like it just generates it, and it's so fun. We made a bunch of quick topics like, hey, just tell me about Docker images. I don't want to spend any time. I just want to like mash my head at just generating Docker image at memes. Chain of thought. We got some funny ones in here. CVEs and prod. But yeah, it'll just sit there, runs it out, hits your GPT model. These cost maybe a penny or two each to generate, but it was so fun. I mean, I'm gonna develop this a little further, self-host it at my house, just for every time something happens, my dog runs over, my child, does something ridiculous, I'm just gonna boom, and then send it to my wife and make life out of humor out of it, because for me, it's so, the barrier of entry to do it is so small. It's so fun. We got like a download it button, make it, share it with your friends. I've already used it to send memes to my people at work. Like somebody does something, and then like 1 second later, you have this funny original meme.
This has many real world applications all of a sudden, we're finding.
So this was just a blast. We do have a normal mode for those who don't like, all the leet speak. You can come back and it just feels completely normal, and everything's skinned normal with real words instead of all the camel casing and craziness that we did. So we got our Linky mascot. He wears a super cool hat when he's in the dark mode and the dark side, and then when he's not, it's somewhere else. So it's just, we preloaded it with a whole bunch of fun content that anybody can come in. It does load super easy. It's a Docker build and a Docker run. Boom, you're done. So yeah, this was a blast. Front-ended it, it's all secure. I personally built a dev framework for all my other projects that I do. And we ran it through that dev framework, which really helped it out. It kept it structured in a way of, making sure you have AI README, making sure you're doing test-driven security first, test-driven development first. From a security standpoint, I use the Cisco code. What is it called, man?
CodeGuard?
CodeGuard. So Cisco has a model of CodeGuard. It's just a bunch of rules. You download them and you say, hey, run these rules against my code. Tell me where I'm vulnerable. And it just drops and says, you suck at all these places. Then you say, go, get me unsucky. And next thing you know, you're completely not vulnerable and not having problems. So I love it. You let the security expert be the security expert. Push it their way, let them do it, and then you just consume it. So you do what you do well, which is your imagination, your innovation, and let everybody else do their cool stuff. You bring it all in, load it as context, and you produce results that, like, for me, it's incredible, because I would have never done this in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not a meme guy. I actually had to ask kind of what memes were at the start of this. So you want to drop any closing remarks there, Ryan?
No, I would just echo a lot of your statement. Dropping in CodeGuard and having that framework, like our scaffolding, this was surprisingly generated because of our previous round 1, round 2. This was generated in like maybe 3 prompts, and then we just kind of iterated, fine-tuned it, polished it, and therefore or thereafter. But having done all that excellent work ahead of time really seemed to make a lot of the prompt engineering a lot simpler and build a pretty impressive application. Like, we're mind blown by this. Like, there's no way that this is this good. So it's been a pretty eye-opening experience, and appreciate you guys for that.
The humor styles just drop mild generation tips into the Dolly prompts to make sure, like, if you're in the gaming style, you're going to get controllers, you're going to get something gaming, right? If you go to the cat one and the dog one, or the animals one, and you say,
Yeah.
you know, bath time chaos, like that doesn't really mean a bunch, but like when you hit it, I've got hints on the back end that are going to just drop it into Dolly, and you're going to get something pet related. We've got people ruining movie clips, like don't talk about the trailer, don't talk during the movie, you know, just all these things that like would be normal life conditions that just go and then you could just make it fun real quick.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to produce something fun, had no idea it was going to be usable, and now it's a project that
we're gonna keep going with it.
it's a little outrageous too. I mean, everyone can agree that it's outrageous. I know right now it's only OpenAI supported, so I'm going to definitely make this all the vendors out there, probably add a couple of free ones, maybe self-hosting, but with time, you only have so much to do so much.
Guys, I love your stack. I love the cursed nature of these memes. I love the energy that you're bringing, and you clearly had so much fun with this. So now it's time to move to the judging round. So I think we're going to have Dan first. So Dan, can you just take 1 minute to respond? And then we're going to do all our scoring at the end of our 3 judges. So Dan first.
First of all, this is awesome. I love the vibes of this. The memes are great. As you were scrolling down, I was laughing at a lot of them. So great work on that part. What are you typing now? Dan roasting me during a vibe judging panel.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what he comes up with. I might change my sweater. Oh, failed.
We were expecting cowboy hat today, so it threw us off that you're on a beanie. We had some pre-prompts. We're gonna feed it.
I love its meta. You use vibe coding to make it, and now you can vibe memes. Love that you stayed true to not looking at the code. I hope I'm gonna have to take your word for that one.
We know if they look.
Okay, you can tell, Patrick.
Yeah, we have our Omniscope. So
okay, you can tell. Perfect. All right. Really cool, really funny memes. This is great.
Awesome. Guy Poe.
Super fun, you know, and it's always good to sort of have the humor, I guess, kind of built into the task over here on it. Loved the tool use, kind of, you know, playing to my sort of sensibilities there, sort of introducing some security checks on it. We were just creating some evals for Cisco Code Guard, so it's kind of a good mention, you know, a little bit over there. So that was fun. Did you use any? I don't know if this can be interactive here, if I'm allowed.
Go for it.
Did you kind of maintain some form of like a definition of the functionality of it, or was it mostly kind of incremental? You ask it to do a thing, you ask it.
I see where you're going with this guy.
Base functionality was actually probably about 85% done in the very beginning, and from there it was, it didn't have, for example, a lot of the things that we didn't have is any flexibility. It was very locked down. We built it with just security focused, security only, and it was producing memes, but they weren't as, it was like, how could I have anybody else in the world want to use this? And so it was a little bit too bland. And so we just kind of iterated from there, and we didn't have to add anything really except for, hey, go find great topics that are out there. And it was initially suggesting some things that I had to steer clear of. Like, I don't want to get into the area of shaming people. So let's keep it more generic, self-deprecating, gross, sarcastic. Those were 3 great tones of humor that I like.
Cool. Yeah, and from a generation perspective, it sounds like very iterative of like, you know, created a thing and then sort of modified. That's cool. It's kind of curious. It seems like I found it was a nice, almost slight hack to sort of have a few README code samples on it, or I think most of those are installation. So it's like it's almost writing the code, but it's not quite for the surrounding, because it sees it over there on it. But I can respect that. That's sort of a good hack around it. Love the investment in the UI quirks on it. Probably a little bit less like AI sophistication than you could sort of do with like a meme generation. So it sounds like you're sort of straight up composing a message and then going to the AI. And a lot of the creativity is around the sort of the crafting of the prompt that comes into it and what is the right UX for it. No kind of like reviews or such for the AI, never a requirement. Just sort of thinking about what could have been addition, but that's awesome. Yeah, so very cool, and I think like a lot of a very lit UI to engage with. So very cool.
Thank you, Guy. And Daisy?
I think Daisy's going to be the harshest one out of all of us.
I'm afraid of what Daisy.
Light it up.
Anticipated it. No, I mean, I you're right. I work at Anthropic. I see a lot. One thing you didn't get past me working with Claude a lot is that this particular shade of purple is very default in our latest models, and tells me you didn't prompt a lot around the UI. You just said make it pretty. Unless you would, let me ask: did you specifically ask for this shade of purple?
We specifically asked for like elite version, which we had in all of our modes, where you could click the hat and change it to like this dark side of the internet mode. So in every one of them, we had this like normal, feels completely normal like an app, and then from there for this last phase, we didn't have to do much because we actually, like I said, we used our previous app as input to say, do it. You see my styles, you see my stuff. So we actually started in the beginning with styling, and liked what we did here. I mean, this is an emoji app and it was gross, but we liked it enough that we just carried it forward to kind of have a single brand throughout the competition.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Thank you.
I'm a little underwhelmed by the classic mode. I think the biggest problem in the meme generation space for me, as someone who's bad at it, is matching up a template with the actual content, and looks like you have to choose the template. The AI doesn't do that for you, right? Generating a template's just way easier than choosing an existing one.
So you're saying like just give a prompt and have it match the right template for the prompt you want.
Yeah. No native mobile app. So deducting points. I don't know. No,
we have it hosted. And for anybody who wants to go grab it and play with it yourself, Vibelympics.deployedall.com. Go generate right now your own. Mock each other.
How is your adaptive? How does it look on mobile?
Yeah, it's responsive. You can load this on like.
It is responsive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I had signed in on my cell phone. I could probably screen share from my phone.
Yeah.
But that would have been that would have been cool.
Points for responsiveness. Cool. Multiple meme options would have been cool. Pick the best of the three and then like iteratively improve. That would have been another cool feature I'd like to see. But otherwise, like I'm only giving criticism here because I don't know what the other two are going to look like. I'm sorry.
That's
awesome, Daisy. We wanted you to be the harshest, and then we got you.
We were ready to be roasted.
Nice. Okay.
No, otherwise it looks pretty interesting.
Are you guys ready to deliver your 3 scores on this one?
What is the score out of, and how do we know?
1 to 10, and hold it up to the screen when you write it down. Take a few seconds to write it down. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, I'm gonna be terrible.
Kirby, you're on mute.
I just said I was going to tally it up to make sure that I get the right score. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher and Sean. Judges,
Christopher and Sean, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us here. This is so fun.
All right, are our judges about ready?
We just hold them up on it. It's like we're sort of scoring them before we've seen the other two on it. So
I'll do a countdown. Exactly. You don't want to be influenced. So it's going to be 3, 2, 1. Hold up your scores. Oh, man.
8, 6, 7.
Nice. Okay. Well, we'll see how the other ones go.
It's mirrored, so it didn't work. Yeah.
This is like the first episode of
6,
Dancing
7,
with the Stars.
Well, it's part of it. We have to sort of allow a little bit of sort of a reference as well for sort of the future contestants.
We also asked Claude to give it the scores.
Claude has been giving these guys perfect scores, so it's probably going to be 10.
Heyo.
Easy to judge out there.
Claude is a pretty easy.
That's not really surprising. That's like that goes hand in hand with the apology.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Kirby, you want to move on?
Yep. Thank you, Chris and Sean. Next, we have Nathan. So I'm going to add you to stage. And go ahead and share your screen.
Yep. Good. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I'm Nathan Hensley. Today I'm representing the National Institute for Cephalopod Validator Research. The last couple of rounds were a lot of fun. The first round was generating a vampire survivors where you could create a character, you can control them, fight CVEs, fight vulnerabilities and bugs. The second round kind of created an interactive museum exhibit where it's very obnoxious. Oh no, it'll stop eventually. All right, now round 3 is the meme provenance lab. So here at the NICVR, we are very concerned with the supply chain and kind of the untempered supply of memes that are arriving within our ecosystem. And so as part of the provenance lab, we have painstakingly delegated to AI the curation and classification of captions and images for your viewing pleasure. On the left-hand side, we have a variety of build parameters, things like configuration, legacy systems, incident response. You can randomize them. You can add a more realistic SBOM, real enterprise grade there. And then you can proceed to generate your meme. And so everything we have here is really, marine focused. And so, the API returns different errors for the same problem. We also make sure to attribute whoever the photographer for this image was. And most importantly, we sign every single meme that we produce. So here's your attestation. You can see the full raw attestation. You can see the SBOM. So things like, the usual suspects, existential dread, technical debt accumulators, coffee code, the usual. And then if you want to kind of visualize this, you can see a full graph model of kind of all your dependencies and all those beautiful circular loops between them. And, again, your provenance, whatever. This UI is a little hard to read, so I'll just go ahead and switch real quick. You can also, again, double check your signature. You can see the public key that was used to sign it, which is generated locally in your browser. And you can choose to save it to your gallery for later. You can download it real quick, and you can generate a new one. Sometimes you use the same image, or sometimes it uses the semantic array, where we use semantic versioning creatively. So this one I particularly like, so I'm going to go ahead and actually share this one to Squidbook. So on Squidbook, what we can see is our nice social feed, some sponsor spots if any of you are interested, and live interaction with our other denizens of Containerium, if you're not familiar with the lore of our world. And various users will comment on it, like Chaos One, saying my package recognition confirms humor detected. So this must be a pretty good one. And so you can see kind of posts from other users. You can switch your own identity. I guess I'm CVE 2021 now. Maybe not, let's not do that one. Yeah, I'm Linky, the guardian of the supply chain. You can also check the attestation of other memes. Looks like this one is not verified, so we should probably steer clear of that one. And finally, if there's any kind of meme that we particularly like, we can go ahead and launch a session of Dependencyville with this meme, where we can take our various crops that were derived from our dependency tree, and we can plant them, and we can wait for them to grow, and all right, and then we can accumulate them. And I just got my first achievement, my first harvest. And yeah, and then I can save my game for later, so that I can do a new game. I can load, go back and forth, and yeah. So that's my prompt.
Nathan, you have combined a Cthulhian mythos, social media, high security, enterprise grade security, and meme generation into an unholy union. So I admire that. But let's see what our judges think. Dan, can you go first and give your 1 minute reaction?
This is incredible. I'm at a loss for words. Does the sharing and stuff actually work? Like multiple people can log in, or is that like
no? The sharing in the Squidbook is purely locally. If I had the weekend to work on this, I was going to add a WebSocket based backend to be able to actually connect memes and send them to each other. But I didn't have as much time this week.
This is awesome. How did the unverified signatures make their way in? Is that a security issue?
I cannot disclose that at this time, Dan. All I can say is that those users did not use the meme provenance lab to generate their memes, and so they're untrusted.
Okay.
Amazing. Guy, can you give your 1 minute reaction now?
So I love the idea of a meme supply chain, sort of the security of that. That's pretty awesome. And so again, like a lot of fondness to that from a security perspective. The meme functionality itself is kind of quite underwhelming. There's a little bit of like you didn't accept the premise of the question. And just sort of went
Cephalopod
into,
humor, kind of we don't quite understand it all the time.
Yeah, but I think that's the sort of the piece that not so much that. It's also like, there's like so much you can do in the app that you've built on it, and so little you can do around the memes on it. You sort of put those in, so you select the different images on it. So I really love the creativity on the sort of turning this into a dependency ecosystem. Definitely sort of like the security aspect of it. Just sort of wish a bit more like a meme specific functionality. I'm sure you can sort of generate more and more. That's not an event flash. It's just the functionality around. And then sort of slightly, it seems like all of these images are like true images that are sort of fetched from somewhere as opposed to AI generated. Did I get that?
Yeah.
Right?
So as part of a secure meme supply chain, we actually ethically source them with a source that has permissive licensing, and we track all the attributions to the original photographers.
Yeah. So I guess that's sort of the balance. It feels like a massively ethical, secure, and responsible application that is like a slightly mediocre meme generator. Kind of just
yeah.
That. So
that would be that would be the guiding point there. Yeah.
Daisy, let's hear yours.
No, I think this is great. I think it's fantastically creative. I'm not sure I understood Dependencyville. I'll be honest.
I honestly don't either. It seems very underwhelming. I'm not sure why anyone plays this game. Because frankly, I mean, look at this. It costs 20, yield is 30. You get additional technical debt. It honestly doesn't make sense.
Although I would love it as a front end for real dependency analysis on my real apps. That would be really fun. I agree that the meme generator is underwhelming, but I feel like that was kind of not the point. I think the point was like you could drop a real meme generator into here and have something really cute to go around it. It's like a meme about security, the whole thing. Self-referential in that respect. How is your I'll ask the same thing. How is your adaptive UI?
The adaptive UI, what do you mean by that? Sorry.
How does this look on a phone?
I think the main thing that doesn't look good is when you open Squidbook, the side panels go away. You only get your social feed. But the provenance, it kind of just stacks all these containers just top to bottom, and you can interact with it as normal.
It's awesome, guys. And it seems.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You finish up, Daisy.
Yeah, I love the styling. Very cyber feeling. All around very creative, and very creative take on meme generation. That's not just generating the memes.
I have to say, I'm feeling kind of like a Farmville reference here, and I'm kind of loving that as
no. It's certainly not. No.
All right, let's go ahead and move to the judging round. So let's give a few seconds for the judges to write down their numbers on archaic wood-based communications medium. And it's feeling like maybe we're about there. So let's do a 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
oh man.
9 from Dan's. Is that 6? Guy and Daisy.
Sorry, I guess I'm mirroring my display. I guess
8.
Dan is revealing his security preferences here with the 9. I like that.
I couldn't get away from the kind of AI made rules that are not fully understood on it. There's a lot of like AI creativity over here.
Awesome. Okay, I love this. I love the judges wearing their biases on their sleeve. I love it. I appreciate that. Kirby, let's move to the next.
Okay, final finalist. We have John. You ready?
Go, John.
Stage is yours.
Nothing like going last. Can you see?
Seeing a very black rectangle.
This is sort of an artistic minimalist.
It's probably actually quite hard to do, get the AI to generate just something that is like a blank and simplistic.
Some
I'll
mid 20th
remove
century.
you so you can try again. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is part of the suspense.
Yeah,
Oh,
things
so
got a little too
countdown
smoothly.
somebody. Oh,
Awesome. Here
we
we go.
are. Oh,
Here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yep,
We can, and we're loving it.
Okay. So I built something called Parent, a supply chain roaster. You paste in your dependencies. It uses the vulnerability database to scan for your vulnerabilities and then generate a meme mocking your choices that you built into your software. So I had one queued up here. You can see a sample package JSON, and click the roast me button and you get a meme. Only 2 dependencies, both are legendary disasters. As well. Your SBOM is in the supply chain Hall of Fame. The left pad, the 11 lines of the code that broke the internet. It has a randomizer, so we can hit, we can click through a random if you don't have your own package JSON or, requirements text file that you want to paste in here. You can go ahead and, randomize and hit the roast me button. Essentially what it's doing is going out, like I said, it's going out, hitting this CVE database, pulling in those analysis, and then I to pick from a template of memes, and then using AI to generate the text and overlay the roast text on top of that image. You can pick from a set of models. I am an Anthropic stan, so the only AI that it uses is the 3A Anthropic models that you can choose are Haiku, Sonnet, or Opus. Interestingly enough, you do get some interesting differences depending on which model you choose. The app also gets very anxious if you start spamming it with tests about what you're doing to it and generating memes. Eventually, it'll start to panic about why you are spamming it with questions about what is wrong with the supply chain that you've supplied it. This was really a really actually pretty fun exercise. I can see a lot of uses. We're actually thinking about attaching this to our DevOps pipeline and generating memes from people checking in dependencies into their code bases just to give a play around shaming what they've chosen, in addition to our security, our real security that we have in our compliance pipelines. But you can see it actually does go out and do real dependency checks. It does actually produce a real SBOM for you to based upon that. I also went again and just queued up some of the memes that it generated because I thought they were actually really pretty funny. We got the Leonardo DiCaprio, trust no one, especially not. Go ahead and ship it. Added Lodash and underscore, can't have broken. Choose a lane, coward. You chose both libraries that do the same thing. You used Faker for test data, and Faker used you instead. Lodash and underscore, choose your fighter. It was really actually pretty fascinating to me the way that AI was able to not only generate the text, but then also pick a appropriate template based upon the text that it generated. So these were some of the fun ones. I used a little bit of a different approach than I think a lot of people. You can actually see it in my repo if you go in and look in the docs. I essentially used adversarial style agents. I started by interacting with Claude and coming up with a spec to feed into Claude Code, and then I used a couple of agents and told them to inspect each other's work and go back and forth. And so I had Claude sort of monitoring Git for pull requests, and so you can see we have a number of closed pull requests, each where one of the people comment would be either it would either be one of the agents would be commenting and closing the pull request, or it would be the other agent. So this one was reviewed by Claude Code, but then if you request, you would see it was the other agent, which was Factory AI. I used Factory AI and Claude to bounce themselves against each other. So using a driver and a navigator style, pair programming model, those two agents would go back and forth. So I didn't really have to do much monitoring of anything until it was done, and then I did some QA and sanity style checking just to make sure that we didn't have any not safe for work image choices and things like that out and downloading all of the images that it was going to be using, and so I didn't get to see any of the prompts that it was generating for detecting any of the prompt text. And so for me, it was just hands off until the product was done and then doing some testing.
John, I love a multi-agent flow. I love a dog in a burning building. I love a little girl in front of a burning building. I love the roasting energy that you're bringing to this.
Yeah.
I also heard the magic word spec-driven, so I'm wondering if Guy will like that. Let's go to our judges. And judges, let's keep this one a little short just because we need a little time to wrap up at the end.
So were there any dependencies you submitted that actually got a good score, or were they all roasted?
Well,
to please the generator?
I can trick it into a good score. And what you'll see is it's still very sus about your choices. It doesn't think that you've actually submitted a very good package. It'll tell you things like, are you sure about this? I didn't find any CVEs. Are you sure? Things like that. So it's very snarky about its responses. And you can see it says that's suspicious. That's not clean. That's suspicious.
And did you have to do anything specific to add in support for the different formats? Like, did you have to teach the agents about them, or did it understand them all already, the requirements, that TXT stuff?
No, it understood it all. I was actually really impressed that it was able to understand the formats. There was a little bit of bug detection that we had to do, and so I had to go back and forth and say, hey, I found this bug, you need to fix it. And then, it would go ahead and fix the bug. But that was literally about it. It figured everything out. I had it hooked up to image flip for a while, but it was really flaky because of the way that those memes can be returned from some generation sites. And so I had to bag that and just go to like canned images in a template selection folder of all the memes.
I feel like image flip will have to look out for their business model with all these new meme generation apps floating around. Guy, can you give your reaction?
Yeah, look, it's hilarious. First of all, I actually cracked up with some of the items. She's always the stars, like when it does the job on that. And it's really funny. Like, these are the like you feed in the advisories to generate the feed, or how does it know the sort of the CV counts? It goes into the.
That's why it takes so long to generate the image, because it has to go out and fetch all of the CV API, feeds it to the prompt and sends it over to the LLM, and then the LLM generates the text, and then from a list of 15 in the database, and then it selects the template and text.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So it's hilarious. Love that it's spec driven on it. Love the collaborative agents, and doing it using the pull request sort of a flow, interacting on those. So yeah, there's sort of a lot to love, both on sort of how and the app, and it's contained. It's you could probably add some sort of image generation into it, but I think the creativity and the AI piece is more on the generation of the meme text versus the meme visual on it, which totally works. So love it.
Thank you, Guy. Okay, live by the sword, die by the sword. Daisy, do you want to roast the roaster?
No, this is easily my favorite one. Like, I'm giving away, but like this is I mean, I could ask the same question about adaptive. I'm sure it is at this point. The AI chosen, the thing that I asked that previously wanted was the AI to match up things to existing memes. Because I do think that the text generation within a constrained format rather than generating a new image is the more interesting thing. Love that it's swarm built. I think that is the future of AI coding and agentic coding. So looking forward to seeing more workflows like that. It is. It's adaptive. Looks great. What does the panic button do? Did you show us that?
Yeah.
Dog and burning building.
Oh my gosh, that's cute. That's
easily one of my favorite memes.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
I mean, honestly, no notes. This is exactly the kind of thing I hope to see out of this. Looks like it's live too. You have a URL for it?
Yeah, you could hit this. You can hit this.
Paranoid.up.railway.app.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
Drop it into the chat because I'm going to share it with the Claude Code team.
Sure.
They're going to love it.
All right, Kirby, is it time for the final tallies?
Yes, time for the final tally.
I'm excited.
Judges, take a moment to write down your score, and Patrick will do the countdown.
Okay.
The final countdown.
It's the final. We didn't get the IP. We didn't get the rights.
Yeah.
All right, judges. Let's have their final score. 3, 2, 1, and reveal.
Wow. 7.66 from Dan, 10 for Daisy, and 9 for...
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Okay, Kirby, do we want to... You do a final tally. I just wanted to say that, first of all, I've tremendously enjoyed seeing all of the submissions, not just for you guys who, like I said before, Claude and our reviewers were giving your earlier things perfect scores, but also there's been just so many amazing projects submitted. And I think we're at this really interesting time, both in security and in AI. And it's been amazing to have our celebrity judges on to help us out. Kirby, any word? Do we have a final decision?
Yes, I just tallied everything up. This was so much fun, and it was so amazing to see everyone's projects. And I would just like to ask Dan, where did you get the 0.66 from?
I had 3.
No whole number?
I had 3 categories that were weighted equally. I had security, vibes, and code/functionality for each of them. So yeah.
Okay.
Scientific.
Yes.
Very scientific. So we have a winner chicken dinner, as he would call himself. That's John C.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Yay!
But I have to say, and do we know what charity we're donating to?
Yeah, it'll be the Tampa chapter of Girls Who Code.
Incredible.
Woohoo! Awesome. And just for because it's season of giving and all of our contestants also joined to participate, we're also going to give you both $200 to donate to your charity as well for making it to the final round. So just a little surprise there. All right. Any final
Can our
words?
$200 contestants also say where they want to donate? Just because I'm curious.
Oh yeah, of course. Add them in. Do we know?
No idea.
Malaria nets.
Congrats, John. That was awesome.
Thank
and
you.
Nathan, do you know where you're gonna donate?
The World Wildlife Fund.
Oh, that's amazing.
Woohoo! In true UCSD fashion, right? You could do
Yep,
Scripps Institute. All right.
So I'd just like to thank our 3 celebrity judges, Dan, Guy, and Daisy. You guys are amazing, not just here, but elsewhere, and really making waves. So really appreciate your guys' time. I know how precious it is. Thank you to our contestants. Really, I don't know, you made me laugh so many times, so I really appreciate that. And you just brought a really amazing level of thought and care to something that is completely ridiculous. So I really enjoy that and love it. And I also just want to say thank you to Kirby, who is really the person who made this happen and work. Also Allegra, who is behind the scenes today, making everything work as well.
Yeah, I just want to thank you all for participating. This was awesome. And yeah, I laughed really hard. So thank you all for that. Happy Friday, happy weekend, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for
Bye.
having us.